So how much Polkadot do you need to become a millionaire? Well, we're going to look at the ecosystem for that. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, bell button and leave a like. It is good to have you. Now, I'm not going to really give you the amount of number to get a millionaire in Polkadot. It's very, very subjective. It depends when you buy, what you do with it and how you grow it, which is where the element of this video is going to come in. How to grow your Polkadot utilizing staking rewards correctly and crowd loans. We're going to talk about crowd loans in terms of how it's so important. But first, stuff's been coming out recently regarding the parachains, right? They're coming very, very soon. Tweets, you can see them all here. Very, very easy to understand that it has been going through governance. Those are the timeframes they're looking at, which is good. Now, I've learned something new about Polkadot recently. They've got a big treasury fund. It's around $800 million at the moment. I think KSM is about, 1 billion, just above that. Pretty good, right? As a treasury fund for developments to invest in maybe you, maybe some of your friends, maybe some people that you may be interested to learn more about in the future in terms of developers and projects that are coming to the ecosystem. Now, I didn't know this. This is pretty cool that Polkadot actually burn some of those funds that do not get utilized. So there's actually a burning mechanism within their strategic planning of tokenomics, which is pretty cool. So I think they burn about $300,000 a month, which is ridiculous when you think about it. So kind of quashes some inflationary elements there, which is good. Now let's talk about this. It all matters when you buy, obviously, but there's two very, very good mechanisms that maybe you can utilize to grow your own personal bags. Because what you could do is you can do staking. You could stake passive income, and I'll talk about that in a minute. If you've never actually done this before, I'll show you elements of what the returns are like. But there's also crowd loans, which are relatively new. How to set that up, how to make sure you're going about it the right way. But when you're getting distributed the crowd loans for the parachain, so whether it is maybe a Kala or Moonbib or any of the projects that are going live, there's going to be a few coming soon, you will get your Polkadot back, which is important, right? Even if they don't win the parachain, you'll get it back. Even if they win the parachain over 2 years, you will get it back. But within that meantime, you'll also get a distribution of those tokens as a reward metric, right? I'll explain some of the ones on Kusama in terms of rewards that came out, in terms of the maths behind it, in terms of what you can get. And then what you can do is you can maybe utilize PokerSwap or just on an exchange and get more Polkadot if you so wish to, and then continue that staking bag. Now, I know this title of the video is all about become a millionaire, but realistically, I think personally, Polkadot could be a very, very good option to grow your entire portfolio utilizing their own ecosystem, because it's built in a way that kind of benefits the user realistically. Crowd loans, for example, if you're willing to put your money in and you're willing to sit on it for 2 years, why not? Could you get it back? Right. Should we go to the screen? So let's understand Polkadot a little bit more in terms of what you can do. Now, one thing you can do, staking, right? As I mentioned before, you can stake this. Currently, yields pretty good. If you don't know how to do this, go into staking rewards. Have a little look at Polkadot on here, all right? And already I know that this has dropped a hell of a chunk in anticipation for the crowd loans, right? However, when you look at the rewards, it's relatively good, right? 13% roughly. Scroll down, all the validators and stuff like that, roughly around 14, 13, whatever percentages. Pretty decent. Now let's talk about this. How much money could you make essentially off this? Now this is the element to it. I put a tweet not long ago about, well, if you bought for $4, how much you would get versus now. Obviously, it's totally different, 10x in terms of value. But that's the element. We don't know where this is going to go. When we're looking at market cap of the entire industry, Polkadot's only a slight chunk of it. When you think of where Ethereum is versus Polkadot, for example, there's a lot of growth there, in my opinion. Now, when we're starting to look at this and look at Polkadot, I've mentioned it before. If you've got 1,000 Polkadot, right, and that's a lot of money realistically nowadays when you think about it, but realistically back when it was $4 wasn't a lot realistically, right? And let's just say that the price does do a 5x. That alone is a salary. That alone is a salary on this current rate of reward in terms of the inflation, which is ridiculous, right? Imagine earning 11 dot at that price point per month. That is ridiculous, right? But that's the thing. That is only a 5x. That is not massively overvalued in price. When you compare the market capitalization of Polkadot, a 5x from here, it's it's still way beyond and way below the expectations of what Ethereum has already achieved, in my opinion. I think Ethereum could grow even more, and that's the element to it: growth. Layer 1 smart contracts are going to go on to Polkadot, and they're going to be compatible with Ethereum. Ethereum could be the one that makes Polkadot grow more than you ever think. And it's already here. It's 40 billion. So even if we're looking at like a 200 billion market cap, it's still way below Ethereum. Imagine Polkadot at that price point, right? So if we go and have a look at this, the coin perspective, and let's just look at this in terms of like, where can it go? Passive income bag. This could be very, very interesting, and an interesting kind of proposition for a lot of people is, if I can get it on here. Where's Polkadot? Hold on. Something's broken on this website. There we go. So if we're looking at Polkadot, for example, right? Are we going to work? There we go. So obviously compared to the likes of Ethereum, that'd be 437. It's basically a 10x, give or take, around that point, right? So if we're going to go like this, already, if that does happen at that reward rate, that is ridiculous. That is madness. But it's possible. That's what I'm saying. In the next coming years, you just do not know where some of these projects are going to go. That's the element. You've got to back them, which is why you always got to buy low, take some profit off the table, and then utilize the passive side. That is ridiculous off just 1,000 Polkadot. If you're buying it from this point, yeah, it's a chunky investment, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, the people that bought a lot lower are sitting on a lot more. People I know are sitting on a 3,000-4,000 Polkadot. That's ridiculous earnings. And you just do not know. And that's over a term of a year. What about if you're looking over 5 years? The rewards that you're getting, obviously that will adjust with the inflation rate. But at the same time, though, that is just one element of this where you're thinking, well, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of extra dot that is coming into my pocket here. It's like crazy. And that's the price of it going to Ethereum. Now, let's talk about crowd loans. Because it's, in my opinion, it's like free money. Yes, you're locking it up for 2 years, but at the same time, you get it back, right? So when you're thinking about all these different projects that are coming onto it, if you get distributed and it's a decent profit, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you going, well, I can swap that into Polkadot, I can add to my staking bag. Yeah, it's free money because I'm going to get my dot back anyways. Add to it, winner. Because there will be a point where you get to a certain number and that will be ridiculous. Because if you think how much you've got, 1,000 Polkadot at $400, you're already nearly there. You're already 40% away there, which is where it gets interesting. We just do not know in terms of the subjective field of it, of what will make you have 7 figures, right? But one thing that is fact, crowd loans will give you your Polkadot back. Crowd loans will give you a distribution reward ratio of these new assets that are coming on that will grow the ecosystem even more, which makes it more exciting, obviously, right? So if we go into the auctions here, let's look at Kusama as an example here. Now, these rewards will always change and be a little bit different, right? The first one I want to talk about is obviously Moon River. This was the one that did very, very well. But when you think about it, 1 KSM got you 15 Moon River, and Moon River at one point was more expensive than Kusama. That's already a 15x. Yes, you haven't been distributed them fully. Don't get me wrong, that's fine. But it's just giving you a point here. That is a lot. And when you think of the current price of Moon River currently, I believe you get price points on here. Let's have a look. It's $255. So for 1 KSM, you're getting 15 of those. KSM's around $300 right now, well, maybe a bit higher than that. So you can imagine, yeah, if you put quite a few in there, if you put 10 KSM in there, you've pretty much got a decent chunk. And 10 KSM isn't really a lot as an investment, especially when these crowd loans are going live. It's around $200 per KSM. So a $2,000 investment potentially could have yielded you quite a lot of money, which is scary, right? So these auctions are going live soon, as I've said. And as I say before as well, all these will give you a different type of reward, right? As you can see. Some will be great, some won't be as good, but at the same time, you're going to get your Polkadot back. You can swap an element of these back into Polkadot and you can grow your bag even more and just keep compounding, because there will always be crowd loans going through the ecosystem, always will be, which is the greatest thing. Now, again, you know, these will always change. Now, obviously, you can see here 80 plus Shiden for every KSM. You know, that's still a decent chunk for every one KSM. And you're going to get your KSM back as well. That's scary when you think about it. It's pretty good. So, let me know in the comments if you're excited. This is the element to it. We're getting there. We're 22 days away from all systems go. And this is a good thing too. This is coming very, very soon. The whole swapping element. This will be all done on, you know, the likes of Fearless Wallet. It'll be done on JS and stuff like that. It'd be really, really cool. And this is what I want to show you as well. If I go onto Fearless Wallet, let's have a little look. So this wallet here is what I'm utilizing and going to be using for crowd loans. You cannot use Ledger. It will not work with Ledger. So what you do essentially, and I found this out recently, you can build your seed phrase in this, and essentially you can plug it into JS, the polkadot.js system, and you can utilize it on there as well. So you can have it on your phone, have it on your mobile, and you can also have it essentially on, you know, on the JS as well. So you can have best of both worlds, being able to jump into the crowd loans, have a wallet, and it is a fully decentralized wallet with a proper seed key, and you can plug it into the Polkadot browser in terms of the JS browser application. So it's all locked away like MetaMask, and it's really, really good. And then guess what? You know, you can plug into all the crowd loans you want, and you get the distribution of the rewards and, you know, your money back via the smart contract on this wallet straight away. You know, whenever they get distributed, they'll come into you. Whenever they get, you know, your money back, essentially your Polkadot or your Kusama back, it will come back to you. So it's a really, really good ecosystem, and plus you can stake on it. So if you want to stake on there as well, happy days. So there we go. Simple video, very, very subjective though. But if you're looking to grow something and want to focus on one ecosystem, this could be one of the best ones you can do, with the way the crowd loans work and how the ecosystem is already built in a certain way that kind of does favor the investor, which is really, really rare these days.